right, so I'm sitting here with Michael Callello, who's the partner of CSU United Associates Inc. And I'm also with Jean Ortiz, who works on my team. She is my virtual COO. And the whole thing is about making 2025 best year that you've ever had. And it all starts out with completing and finishing 2024 the right way. So the reason I have Michael here is to introduce him to you, by the way, as my go-to accountant and tax strategist. So Michael, say hello real quick.
Hello.
Okay. So one of the things, the reason I am wanting to do this video and send you this video, if you're watching this, and I'll keep it short, sweet, simple, to the point. You're a business owner. You just completed 2024. You either made a lot of money or you didn't make a lot of money. But at the end of the day, you either have your bookkeeping together or you don't. If you did not finish 2024 and all you had to do was press a button and your bookkeeping and your accounting is completed for the year, then this is for you. This should be the last year you ever go into the next year with the previous year not being closed out. The previous year should be closed out by the 10th of the month. Let's be honest. And so here's how you do it. You have a bookkeeping system in place. Whether you keep the bookkeeping in-house or you outsource this to somebody, either way is fine. The accounting piece is the most important thing. And a lot of people ask me, well, what do you mean? Well, either do your own bookkeeping or hire somebody to do the bookkeeping at some point, whether it's a monthly, depending on the type of business that you have, or it's quarterly, or it's biannually. You want to have a separate bookkeeper. I did not say a CPA. I did not say any other professional designation. You want to have a separate bookkeeper basically do what's called the accounting of your books, meaning they go and they look at the bookkeeper's work. They look and make sure all the debits and credits were done correctly. Everything was put in the right slot. All the statements have been balanced and reconciled. And once the accountant is done, the glorified bookkeeper, or if you're large enough, $5 million in revenue or more, you should use a CPA to do this, as finance is a little bit more complicated at that level. Once the bookkeeper is done verifying, or once the accountant is done verifying the bookkeeping, they should produce for you 3 financial statements. Number 1, a profit and loss statement, both in cash-based accounting and accrual-based accounting. Number 2, a balance sheet. Number 3, the statement of cash flows. This is all 3 reports that if your stuff is being done correctly, you as the owner, not knowing anything about bookkeeping, not knowing anything about accounting, should be able to go into QuickBooks and press a button and produce your own report. That report is only going to be as accurate as your bookkeeper and your accountant doing their job properly. That's why you have a checks and balances in place. And I am not an accountant. I am not a CPA. But over 34 years, I have built 7 different companies, 3 multi-million-dollar companies. I have consulted over 930 business owners. And if you don't understand your numbers, you can't make goals and plans for your business, and you're just never going to scale. You just stay right where you're at, owning your own job. Okay, and I want you to be successful. So first thing you need to do is have your bookkeeping and accounting process in place so you can be done within 10 days of the year starting versus dragging it out for months. Then once you have all that done, then somebody like Michael here, who's a tax strategist, could actually take a look at it, and he's looking at real world numbers. Your tax strategy, your tax return, all that stuff is predicated on your bookkeeping and accounting being accurate. If it's not, I promise you this, you will overpay the government. Okay? And so once your bookkeeping and accounting is done correctly, somebody like Michael, I would highly recommend Michael. The reason I chose Michael as my go-to guy is he is an analytical person that questions everything. Okay. He double checks that the I was dotted and the T was crossed, which is what you want in a good tax strategist. He also knows his stuff. Okay. It's not just him, it's him and a team of people that can take a look at your books and create the best tax strategy for you personally. Now, we do this as a team. So once the bookkeeping is done, the accounting is done, Michael does his magic. He comes back and he goes, okay, here is my analysis of the tax strategy for this business. He runs it by me, John Pyron, the business doctor. The reason I have him run it by me is because if I don't understand it, you're not going to understand it. Not that I'm a guru or I'm a special person. It's just that I've had a whole lot more experience in building businesses than you. Okay. I've built 7 companies. I've consulted over 930 small businesses, ranging from startup to multi millions of dollars. And I want you to leverage my experience there for your benefit. So to recap, get your bookkeeping done. If you don't have a bookkeeper, send us a direct message, give us a call. We'll get you set up with a bookkeeper. If you don't have an accountant, somebody like Michael, okay, give us a call. We'll set you up with an accountant. Once your bookkeeping and accounting's done, you want to send that to your tax person, preferably Michael. If not, that's totally fine. We just want to help you. We will give you a second opinion about your tax person. Okay. That is an advanced strategy, by the way. I don't care if your tax person is your best friend. And I don't care if your tax person is the most feared person by the IRS. You should have a second opinion of every tax return before you file next year's tax return. All open tax years should be audited before the next year's return is filed, so that way you don't miss out on the overpayments that you made. Okay. So that is the best tip I can provide you today. In the email here or on this post, send me a direct message or go to johnpyron.com, click on book appointment, or scan the QR code from Michael here and connect with him and get on our calendar, because it's going to fill up fast. I don't know about you, Michael, but my calendar is getting full.
Oh, it's packed for me.